Tonight, President Obama will address the United States in a rare Oval Office speech. The president will focus on border threats to the nation and the need to put pressure on ISIS. This follows ISIS hailing the shooters in San Bernardino, California, as part of the terror group. Joining us to speak more about the fight against ISIS is Professor of History Dr. Andrew Holt from Florida State College at Jacksonville. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So what do you think the president is going to say? This is a pretty rare speech that he's going to have tonight.
Yeah, it's been 5 years since the last time he gave an Oval Office address like this, and obviously this is in response to the events in San Bernardino the other night. But there's a number of things he's trying to accomplish tonight. He's trying to reassure the American people, that the government is on top of this threat, on top of this issue. He's also responding to some critics, perhaps. The president's caught some heat in the past for comments he's made referring to ISIS as the JV team. A recent comment before the attacks in Paris that suggested ISIS was contained, and some other things. And so now even some Democrats, not just Republicans, have been a bit worried or critical. And so I think partly tonight what he's going to try to do is establish, look, I'm on top of this, I'm aware of this, that it's a real threat, and that I'm trying to deal with it.
And how do you think the president will try to tell people that he's on top of this in such a situation following what happened in San Bernardino?
Well, he's going to, it'll be interesting to see, because frankly, over the last 18 months, since ISIS first emerged last summer, and we've been covering this for 18 months, Mark, has the two of us, the current strategy isn't satisfying many people. ISIS seems to be expanding globally. They have affiliates in Nigeria, Libya, Egypt, Afghanistan. They might be beaten back a little bit in Syria or Iraq, but it's fluid. They move into other areas. And so how do you address ISIS, which is now exporting terror, whether we're talking about Lebanon, the bombing of the Russian plane, the events in Paris, or even now perhaps San Bernardino as well? He's got to present a coherent strategy for addressing this, and that's a challenge.
And in this case in San Bernardino, this was two people that were self-radicalized here. What can be done to reduce the self-radicalization here, and does it really surprise you that the people responsible for this attack were supporters of ISIS, according to investigators?
The Facebook post, of course, seems to be the big evidence everybody's drawing on. One of the attackers posted her support for ISIS on Facebook right before the attack, or even during it, according to some reports. This morning, right before I came here, I read another report that the feds have supposedly released to reporters that they're looking into whether or not the male attacker had contact with a well-known, very active ISIS recruiter, one from Michigan originally, who's now operating in the Middle East. And that wouldn't surprise me, even though it's unconfirmed, it wouldn't surprise me, because a recent study has shown that there are as many as 300 recruiters on behalf of ISIS operating in the United States, or they're former Americans operating outside it. And so there's a huge active online social presence that's all geared towards radicalizing people, perhaps up to 200,000 tweets, Facebook posts, online postings. And we've discussed this in the past, and how the State Department's tried to respond to this with some of their online efforts. This attack seems to be proof that those methods have been effective.
And we heard about Malik's Facebook post. How does something like that go undetected when authorities are really looking at all this chatter online?
Well, I'd assume that there is so much chatter, again, 200,000 perhaps tweets, Facebook posts, and so other, that some will get through. Also, usually on Facebook, for example, that any kind of post in support of terrorism would be taken down by Facebook if they're notified about it. And so right now, it just depends on the circumstances here. I'm not sure exactly why.
And one thing briefly I want to touch on, the wife here on a fiancé visa, according to investigators. Do you think that the fiancé visas need to be more strict?
Well, I'm sure that the U.S. government is looking into that at the moment. Right now, as I understand it, they're trying to track down exactly how her visa was approved, what they might have missed, and if they can find something that they missed in this case, they can apply it to future scrutiny of these types of visas. So hopefully that'll be effective.